The destruction of Minecraft's #1 player, Marlow. Lock in, bro. Lock in.
This is Marlow, also known as the #1 Minecraft PvPer. Marlow's achieved tier 1 in every single PvP game mode and is absolutely insane at the game. Or is she? Recently, Marlow has received countless allegations for cheating. And today, we'll be going over the—
Whoa, what are those
Marlow
videos?
has received countless allegations for cheating.
Oh, I've seen this one. Wait, no, I haven't seen this one. I saw one with a very similar thumbnail that was like an hour long, and it was so detailed. It was like a whole analysis. I forgot the guy's name. I think it was Mario Kart or something like that. These are all within like a week as well. Yo, what is this, bro? What is this music, bro? This is the type of music you put in the car when you're driving the huzz around, you know?
The first clip that was circulating multiple years ago
it's
regarded
working!
allegations of macros in Crystal PvP, where many people pointed out inconsistencies in her hotbar that weren't normal.
It wasn't there, because it right there. Did you see that, chat? Okay, look at the anchors in her hotbar.
Yo, Dr. Donut, my go,
and said
bro.
it was due to a performance mod. However, when tested, her reasoning was proven to be flawed, which is clearly proven by a deleted video I'm going to show you guys.
The specific detail was actually caused by a performance mod that updates the in-game HUD at a lower—
Yo, does Marlow use her real voice? I've been, because every single time I hear it, it sounds so robotic. Unless I'm just unk. I don't know.
frame rate.
Oh, there's just no more talking anymore. I've never heard of this mod as well. Exordium. When using frame reducer, pull cooldown, and hit cooldown lag, this doesn't occur for Marlow. Yeah, cause she's cheating. Not only that, if that were the reason, we'd expect to see it for other hotbar items like obsidian and crystal. See, this is— I have no fucking clue what any of this means. I'm not gonna lie to you.
As you can see, Marlow's story doesn't add up, a recurring theme that you guys will see throughout this video. But for now, let's move on to the next couple incidents. Now we're gonna talk about the notorious clips that have been going around recently. Starting off with the infamous Netpaw clip. As you can see, every single time Marlow tries to pot, she's flicking back at Swight and trying to hit him, which makes absolutely no sense. Like, why would someone ever do this? Unless some sort of cheat was forcing them to look in a certain direction,
What?
which conflicted with what Marlow
Really?
Swight and
This
trying
looks
to hit
weird,
him, which
though.
makes absolutely no sense. Like, why would someone ever do this?
Get away from me!
Unless
Get away
some
from
sort
me!
of
Nah, I feel that's kind of like instinct, you know?
cheat was forcing them to look in a certain direction, which conflicted with what Marlow
Maybe.
actually wanted to do. And while it does seem extremely suspicious to me, it's very easy to say that she was just panicking or gave up. Another incident which occurred was when Marlow during a tier 1 sword test was down 110 versus Nlock, and after fixing her audio, returned much better and was able to bring the score back up to 17 to 20.
Wait, that's
During the start of the
crazy.
test,
What?
Nlock is absolutely destroying Marlow. Then Marlow starts complaining—
I wouldn't say absolutely destroying, bro. He's on one heart.
Then Marlow starts complaining about her sound, and Nlock hits her with the ice cold fix it. This is when Marlow gets her second round. And eventually she brings the score all the way back up to 9-11. Even though this is very possible to do legit, it still brings up a lot of suspicion, especially since it's at a tier 1 level. The final one of these clips that we'll be going over is Legendary's high tier 1 fight versus Marlow. By the way, there's a lot more of these new—
Yo, these like tier testing and stuff are so lucrative, bro, nowadays. I remember back during like the PB Legacy days where like the tier list was like a Google Excel sheet and it had like letter rankings like S, A, B, C, D, F, you know, like a normal tier list. And it had like max 30 people on it. And now it's like there's like a whole website for it and stuff for like different classes like axe, sword. I didn't even know that was a thing, bro. I haven't even like dipped my feet in that because obviously I don't PvP as much as I used to, but that's crazy. I didn't realize it was so advanced now as well. Same thing with you didn't hear that. Same thing with like ranked speedrunning. I saw there was a mod where you could go against people. That's so sick, bro. I wish I had that around the time I was playing the game.
New clips that you can look at. I've linked a few videos with these clips in the description. The main thing we're looking at in these clips are Marlow's shield disables. During the entire 40-minute fight, Marlow only missed one, and I'm just gonna show a few of the suspicious looking ones on screen. I'm too lazy to talk over these, so I'm just gonna put text.
Yo, what was that, bro? Marlow spins like crazy. Look at that.
And based on that, if you still think she's legit, I'm gonna show you guys the new evidence that nobody has talked about so far. Alright, so it all started in around May of 2025. Vexay, the previous high tier 1 sword player, had challenged Marlow to a 1st to 20, and if Marlow was able to beat him, she would get $350. If she lost, she wouldn't lose anything. Keep in mind, Marlow had already beaten Vexay 20 to 14 on MC PvP before. She agreed and they were both ready to fight. The only problem was it had to be on Mineman Club. This was a massive problem for Marlow, because if you don't know what
This was a massive problem for Marlow because her cheats weren't working.
Mineman Club is, it's known by many of the top players to have the best anti-cheat among all the 1.9 plus servers. Here I have a screenshot from Intel Edits, a high tier 2 sword player and an admin on Mineman explaining the Mineman anti-cheat. He says that Mineman
Has been used to catch numerous high-profile cheats that can detect a wide variety of closet cheats. It's the best 1.20 anti-cheat by far. While it does occasionally false ban, the vast majority of false bans come from unallowed mods that interfere with the anti-cheat. Debuggified. With that being said, it's easy for us to tell when someone is using a disallowed mod, and they can resolve false bans easily with an appeal. I don't think people should do mindful as that MC as well. Don't ban players instantly. When it comes to closet cheats, they typically require. That's crazy. I didn't know it was that advanced. Okay.
anti-cheat has been used to catch numerous high-profile cheaters and can detect a wide variety of closet cheats, and it's the best 1.20 anti. Another thing that people should be mindful of is that Mineman's anti-cheat, as well as most other anti-cheats, don't ban players instantly. When it comes to closet cheats, they typically require
he's just repeating what I just read. Okay.
review logs
Whoops.
before any actions are taken. I also have a regulator from PvP tiers talking about how they use Mineman's anti-cheat to get hacking players banned. He says from his experience, Mineman's anti-cheat is easily the strongest or most reliable anti-cheat to detect cheaters. Marlow obviously knew how good the anti-cheat was, and if she were cheating, she would almost certainly get banned. But as a low tier 1 player who had already beaten him before, if she performed badly, it would look equally as bad for her. So in this situation, what could Marlow do?
Make up an excuse.
I'm gonna give you guys 3 options and I want you guys to pick what you think Marlow did. A. She leaves and says she has to go. B. She plays the fight legit. C. She plays the fight while cheating and subsequently gets banned.
Yo, the C
Or
would be
D,
funny
she
as fuck.
fakes T-Bot for 30 minutes, stalls for 6 hours, forces Vexay to leave because he has to catch a flight, and pretend like everything's
Okay, well I'm gonna guess it's D since it's so detailed, but I would have said A. I would have said if that's the case, then Marlow is probably gonna make up an excuse. I'll just stall as long as possible. But that is really weird that she would do that. If that's the answer, if not, then yeah.
normal. Yeah, the answer was D.
Wow.
If you're wondering what I mean by this, Marlow accepted the duel around 11 PM for Vexay. However, even though she said she was available to fight right
Yo, is that the real message?
now,
Okay, it's
she
probably
said
not.
she had to change her mod pack, and it took her 3 hours just to do that. As an expert on mod packs, I don't think that makes any sense whatsoever, and taking 3 hours just to change your mods is absolutely insane. However, eventually she got on Mineman. After getting on, it took her around an hour to accept the duel, and after she was in the duel, she obviously knew Vexay thought she was cheating.
Wait,
However,
this fight wasn't peak cinema, the rage bait was. They about to fight.
eventually she got on Mineman. After getting on,
Oh, there she is.
it took her around an hour to accept the duel.
How does it take an hour, bro? Rage bait of doom and despair plus sleep deprivation. Yeah, she's stalling until he's gonna be like tired or something, you know?
And after she was in the duel, she obviously knew Vexay thought she was cheating, so she decided to fake T-Ball for 30 minutes and failed to do it. I don't know why she would ever do this, but whatever. I have a clip on screen of her.
Wait, what's happened?
Vexay thought she was cheating, so she decided to fake T-Ball for 30 minutes and failed to do it. I don't know why she would ever do this, but whatever. I have a clip on screen of her doing this and it's absolutely hilarious. Like, what is she even doing?
Wait, what's T-bot? Is that like not getting kicked by the AFK thing? So like it's constantly hitting the air? Is that what
And
that
then
is?
I have another clip on screen that I'm gonna play, but Vex just goes AFK for a second and Marlow starts critting him out of nowhere and they both get healed to full health, but then just Marlow suddenly doesn't want to fight anymore.
Are they fighting? Oh.
What is happening, bro?
After these 2 clips,
That is
Marlow
pretty
stalled for a
sketch.
couple more hours, and eventually it became light outside for Vexay, which is absolutely insane. And then in the end, the fight just never happened. Marlow later got banned from the tier 2
She got banned? Yo, that's actually buns.
thing. And then in the end, the fight
Vexay needs to sleep. It's almost 5 a.m. and you're just milking it, talking about some mod to refresh the server list. Everyone witnessed this. And then Marlow's Theo is sending me his dynamic cross. Shut up, you clown. Yo, was Marlow rage baiting, bro? There's no way. I didn't know that it was this bad. Like they were dragging it on for hours and hours and hours.
it just never happened.
Because I remember hearing about this fight, I'm pretty sure. This story. But I didn't know it got dragged this much.
Marlow later got banned from the Tier 2 Plus Sword Discord where this happened, and it was just kinda known in there that she was probably cheating since it was $350 that she was getting offered to beat Vexay, who she already beat 2014 on MCPVP. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is how Floatives was literally there and
Bro, it was $350, and if she lost, she wouldn't have had to give anything. Bro, obviously you'd do that. But no, maybe the cheats or something. Yeah, I don't know. That is really weird.
watched this happen, and somehow in his new video he concluded that Marlow wasn't cheating. I don't know how you can go from thinking Marlow blatantly cheats to just suddenly thinking she's legit. Additionally, this also happened for Swipe. We can see in an unlisted live
Wait, that means Marlow controls the media.
We can see in an unlisted live stream of his, he's constantly accusating Marlow.
I can't lie, bro. Like, nah, that's just fucked. That is just fucked, bro. Literally, out of nowhere, her hit started doing like double damage, bro. What was that?
It's I don't know how I clicked out. It's the double damage hack. How do you not know about that one?
Dude,
Jumbo Seed SS, bro.
Dude, she swear to God, bro. She like, what the fuck was that? Did you see how many times?
No, oh my god, bro, oh my god.
Dude, she fucking did a 3-heart axe crit. That's not possible. We're really gonna talk about how like she was down 20 rounds and all of a sudden her hits started doing more damage, bro?
And
Like,
he even complains to I'm Reds, another high tier 1 Axe player, in his DMs. However, suddenly he starts commenting
I fully know. What are these messages? 34-23, then she toggle.
and defending Marlow. This makes absolutely no sense.
And then he went to defending Marlow. Yo, Marlow controls the media, bro. How much do you think she paid him?
However, suddenly he starts commenting and defending Marlow. This makes absolutely no sense. There are a lot more new clips and instances of her cheating, but I don't want to explain all that since you guys have probably seen it already. And if you haven't, I'll link a few videos in the description that show all the clips. If you're wondering about my final thoughts of Marlow, I'm gonna be honest, most of the clips I showed don't really prove anything since she has a really high sensitivity. However, the two new points that I talked about really convinced me that Marlow
Why
was
is it
cheating.
my left ear, bro?
In fact, me and Acorn were actually originally gonna make a video 6 to 7 months ago.
Nah, but I remember seeing the video that was an hour long. That was like a super detailed analysis of Marlow as well. And there's so many videos, so I'm guessing this is probably like less than 5% of what there is about the whole situation. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. Probably is cheating. I would say it's like 50-50 at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
But then we scrapped it.
That's it. Okay. Banger video. Banger video. Oh, what the? Oh, Dr. Donut. Get off my screen.
This is